Hello everybody, my name is Tan from the AI Assisted team at GitLab. Today I want to go through a quick demo of how code suggestions can help with Scala programming. So we will start with a really trivial example here, just about, just to go on extending the existing class, and then we go and then implement the spec using Scala tests as well. So see how, as a programmer, go through that using code suggestions as a way, just, assistant tools. All right, let's join me and do that. All right, so here we got a class cat, which is extending pet trait. The pet have a property called name. It's a string types. So what we'd like to do here is just to introduce another kind of pets. I would say, probably a dog would be nice. So I'll just start typing around and see if code suggestions gonna suggest anything useful for me. I guess probably yeah, that will do. So it's actually going to just go and introduce a pet factory, which is quite cool, but I don't want it at this point. And this is pretty much the introductions of the new class, and now we can go in and potentially define a class called show, and see if we can instantiate an instance of a dog and a cat, and then maybe a list of animals, and then just try and print each of them. All right, let's form that. So create a variable for the dog class. Okay, potentially not right because we need the name to be set. Let's see, with name. I don't think it does one, so I might give it a bit of a prompt, see if it's just like dog name. I like that name, Rover. I just want to do the cat. Okay, let's do that. Interesting. It's gonna adjust that. All right, cool. I think that's great. I like the name. Maybe if next is to create a list of animals. See what would it give me. A list, pets, dog, cat. That sounds reasonable. I want to be a little bit picky here, but using array buffer instead. So I want to be specific about that. Yep. Cool. All right. So trying to ask me to show the the list of animals, which is quite cool. I go using a for loop in this case, but I don't want to. I want to be really particular about how I write the show. So I want to prompt and see if I can just show the animal names using for each, for example. See if I actually come up with something useful. For each animals, print line animals. I think let's go off track here. I think the other thing that it's found quite interesting with this code suggestions, because we have two different versions of Scala, the major versions, and the syntax you can write it invariably differently. So in Scala 3, for example, it's slightly different syntax. It's actually you can you can remove certain kind of closing brackets and things like that, which I think unfortunately the tools is not ready to pick up that nuance. So sometimes if you write in Scala 3, sometimes it suggests Scala 2, for example, which is quite annoying. So then we'll just kind of go through and do that and see if I actually do that. Okay, cool. I think that we'll see. All right, so let's see if the code compile and run. So let's do run. All right, so write buffer is not found, so we're missing an import. All right, so this is something that I'm quite bad at, is just actually to understand, or at least to know what path to import from the libraries. So with the IntelliSense, most of the time it will do it for me, but I would want to see how code suggestions perform this way to figure out how, what the import path is for common library, obviously. So I just want to from it to say Scala array buffer from collections, because I know they're from collections, or it could be various different versions of it. See if I actually come up with something useful. I think that's spot on there. Cool, so let's try that here. Alright, so there's no main methods. Actually, you can actually annotate that with main to see. Cool, so it print Garfield and Rover, which is quite nice. So I think that's really good. Let's go and implement some specs for the class which is written. Just pop over to pet spec. In this case, I might just kind of start from scratch and see if I actually come up with something useful. So you're going to prompt it, I guess, write a spec, extend flat spec. I want to use it particularly how with matches for maybe for the cat class. Okay, I think that would do. However, this needs to be fixed up because we want to use the matches as well. So should matches. I guess that could be improved in the way I've prompted, but I think it's pretty good to provide me with the class cast spec, expand flat spec, which is good. Oftentimes, if you do code a lot in this space, you know what to type anyway. So the fact that you have to go back and forth and changing what being suggested and things like that would be quite painful. I do want to check whether a cat should have a name, so I think that that is a good suggestions. Let's check that. Create a cat with the name, which I think does not do it properly, does not know that we actually using a name argument here. So name, maybe give me Fluffy. Alright, I want to check that the pet name is Fluff. In fact, I just want to quickly here Fluffy and say that. See if I actually come up with. Okay, that would do. Okay, so let's see if I actually run compile the test correctly. Alright, so it seems like there's a typo. I think that's my typo. So I'm missing dots here. flat spec. I think the correct one would be any. So I think originally it was flat spec, but later with the newer version they moved it to any flat spec. I think also the name have to be wrapped in brackets as well. Here we go, we've got a green test, so that's concluded our experiment with code suggestions. Hopefully you like it. I'm gonna do another video potentially with other languages, for example Kotlin, and see how it performs, but for now I think you hopefully see how code suggestions help programmer on a day-to-day kind of task like this. So alright, thanks for watching.